welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making my version, this is my recipe, for Italian chicken and rice. This is something that I've been making for many years for my family. It's a very frugal recipe, but also very delicious. There's a lot of chicken and rice recipes out there. I don't believe there's anything like this one. Like I said, it's the Italian version. So let's get started. So first off, what we're going to need is some onions. I have about 3 medium onions here. Okay, we're just going to peel them and cut them up. This is really delicious. Like I said, very simple. My family was very excited to hear I was making this video because they knew they were going to be eating it. So just cut them in half and then lengthwise. That's all you have to do. I like to cut them a little thick because they're going to be simmering in the pot for about an hour, hour and a half. So you don't want them to just wither away. Alright, so we're going to need some garlic. So garlic is up to you. We like a lot of garlic. But you can do whatever you like. Okay. And my little quick tip is to put a napkin down for the garlic. Makes for very quick cleanup. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slice them a little thick because like I said, they will be simmering in a pot for about an hour and a half and you don't want them to disappear on you. Alright. So I went ahead and I cut an extra 4, so that made a total of 6 cloves. Again, you can do however you like. So let's get started and we'll go over to the stove. Okay, so now we have our pot. We're going to put some olive oil. About 3 or 4 tablespoons. Now we have our onions that we chopped up. We'll throw them in. And you just want to break them apart. And get them nicely coated in the olive oil. Then we'll throw in our garlic. To this we're going to be adding about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so we got to let this cook. I'm going to put a cover on the pot. I'm going to check it every few minutes. Now this is cooking, so I'm going to lower this into a medium. I have it on a number 5. So we'll check it every few minutes. I think it needs a little bit more olive oil. So you could put in a few more tablespoons if needed. Okay, and as soon as the onions get translucent, then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now they're translucent. They actually got a little golden brown. I was busy getting the chicken. Alright, so before we add, because we're going to be adding chicken to this, we're going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder and also onion powder, teaspoon of oregano, and the same for the parsley. Okay. We're going to give that a good mix. Now for my chicken, I have legs and thighs. On the thighs, some of the pieces have the skin taken off. That is completely up to you. You like the skin, leave it. You don't, take it off. Okay, so now we're going to add a couple more tablespoons oil. Now I have my chicken here, so we're going to slowly start adding it. Had it in the freezer, it's still partially frozen, that's okay. So let's just start adding it. So we're going to let this cook on a low medium until the chicken just starts to cook, and then we'll go to the next step. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let this steam. Give it a good toss with the onions. Okay. Now we're going to put the lid back on, and we're going to let this cook, and in about 10 minutes we'll stir it, and then we'll come back. Okay, here we are 10 minutes in. I'm going to go another 10 minutes and stir, another 10 minutes and stir. So we're going to cook this for about a half hour, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so it's been cooking for a half hour. Now I took the skin off for the thighs. I like to cook it in the beginning because it gives a lot of nice flavor, but I don't like it in the meal itself. But if you like the skin, please just leave it on. I do leave the skin on the legs. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. Okay, so just give it a stir. Now it's partially cooked. Of course, it's not fully cooked. It's only been cooking for an hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 can of crushed tomatoes right into the pot. Okay. And also 1 can of puree. Now this is a good recipe to make on the weekend because it's going to be simmering for about an hour, hour and a half at this point. Okay. Now we're not going to add any water to it because there's a lot of liquid in there from the chicken and when we cook the onions. So let's just try to give this a nice stir. Okay, So now we flavored the chicken, so now we're going to flavor the sauce. I'm going to do another tablespoon of garlic powder and another tablespoon of onion powder. And we'll do another one of parsley. And about half a teaspoon of salt, because we already added a teaspoon and a half. Give that a quick stir. So now we're going to put this on simmer. And we're going to simmer it for about an hour and a half. And while we're waiting for that, we'll make a pot of rice to go with it. Doesn't that look delicious already? Okay, so here we are about an hour in. At this point, I'm also cooking my rice, 2 cups of rice. 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of butter, and a teaspoon of salt. So in about a half hour this will be done. This is Mama. She's my rescue cat that I've had. She's 14 years old. She's a little old lady now. Say hello, Mama. She's a very good girl. She's always in the kitchen when I'm making chicken. And here we are. So it was about an hour and a half simmering. The chicken is just fall apart tender. Absolutely wonderful. So I hope you give this a try. This is my version of Italian chicken and rice. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.